This segment of CoastLife is sponsored by the Parker Group.
Well, if you are selling your home, you may have come across several challenges, and that's okay. We want to make sure that you are set up for the most successful opportunity to sell that home and get on with your life in your new forever home. And to tell us more about how you can do that is, of course, Rachel and Dustin Parker with the Parker Group. Welcome back, you guys.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, happy Halloween. Did you have a good time?
Oh, yeah. Lots of candy in our house right now.
I bet your kids had a good time.
They made out well, yes.
Good.
But you guys are here to talk today about how sellers can kind of take steps, and maybe how you help sellers take steps to be as successful as they can in selling their home. What are maybe some of the easy tips and tricks that we can start with?
Yeah, it's been an interesting real estate market for the last couple of years, and what we've seen specifically this year is that the days on market, so the time that homes are for sale, continues to increase. And so with that in mind, sellers really need to be focused on what can make their home stand out in this a little bit more challenging market. And one of the biggest issues I think that buyers have as they're considering purchasing a house is really the uncertainty around that house.
Sure.
Because they oftentimes don't find out what issues that house may have until they're already under contract. Then they get a home inspection, and then at that point they're deciding whether or not they want to continue with this purchase or negotiate repairs or credits or all kinds of different things. And so one of the most simple things that we advise sellers to do is to go ahead and have that home inspected up front, so we can provide this information really transparently to the buyers.
Yeah, and the great thing about that too is some people say, oh, well, the buyer might just ask for more things. Reputable home inspection companies often have like a 3 to 4 month guarantee. And so if they miss anything, they'll actually come back and like repair it or like help you through that process, so that you're not just on the hook for that. So a lot of times people just really underestimate the value of getting that done in advance.
Yeah, it's good to know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it would be a huge weight off buyers' shoulders knowing that the home has been inspected. So it's not one more thing that they have to be looking out for or pay for or, you know.
Absolutely, yeah. We've always thought like it's crazy that in any other purchase you know exactly what you're getting at the time that you offer to pay for it. And the biggest purchase is the only time where you kind of have to wait and find out. And so taking that uncertainty out of the process just gives you a much better chance that you're going to find a buyer that's willing to put the money down and then that the property is actually going to close.
Makes a lot of sense.
That shock. I think a lot of people get so nervous. Like, I know my parents went through it. My mom almost didn't want to sell their home because she was like, but what if they tell me I need a new roof? Like, let's just get it over with now so you know. We'll cross that bridge. They didn't need a new roof, so we're good. But, you know, you just think of all those things as a seller, and it's a lot of anxiety maybe.
It really is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, another area that sellers should consider maybe, which is a little bit unique in this market, but we think it helps homes really stand out, is to go ahead and have the property surveyed and get the title work done up front. Because if your shed is just a fraction of a hair over the line, this could be a big issue when you get to the settlement table if you're just finding this information out, or if there's title issues that maybe need to be resolved. Having all of this stuff done up front really allows the transaction to happen much more quickly and with much more transparency.
Yeah, and really at the end of the day, like, people are not very rational when they're super stressed out. And at the time when you're trying to like pack and move and you're trying to figure out what's happening on the new home that you're purchasing and things like that, that's really not when you want surprises.
No.
And so just getting all that done up front gives you such a better chance of getting across that finish line in a timely manner.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What about something like cleanliness or like setting up your home? If you're just even thinking about selling, is that something you should be keeping up with?
100%, yeah, and it doesn't have to be. I think a lot of times when people hear like staging or prepping your home to sell, their mind goes to like incredibly expensive, incredibly elaborate. You don't have to go all the way to that nth degree with it, but there are simple things that you really should do that just convey to a buyer visually that this home has been well taken care of. And so to me, the first and most important is always when someone's online looking at homes and they're going to look at that picture of the front of your home, what are they going to see? They're going to see if your siding has been power washed, if your sidewalks have been power washed, if your landscaping is cleaned up and trimmed and weeded and all of that. So that stuff is such a great bang for your buck and totally worth it because it's going to be the first impression that your home gives online.
Yeah, and we've all walked into homes before where you can just kind of feel that it's been well maintained. You know, you can kind of look around and see there's not scuff marks everywhere, that like Rachel said, the landscaping is manicured well, and I just think that is such a subconscious thing in buyers' mind that really do increase the value of that property, and it's just little things that you can do to really improve that.
For sure.
Even some of that clutter too in photos. You want to be able to imagine your own life in that house. When you see other people's stuff, you're like, oh, somebody already lives here.
You can tell someone looks at a little
gonna say, you're pretty good at that. Yeah, that's very true.
Saying,
a lot of homes.
Yeah.
Somebody might peruse houses online sometimes. I'm just saying.
Asking for a friend.
A lot of the questions that we ask here are asking for a friend, and sometimes it's just mine and Paige's own curiosity.
Yes.
But you're so right. Like even just psychologically, when you walk into someone's house and you see all of their stuff, maybe it could even be like their college degrees, but like their kids' papers on the fridge, their pictures, their family pictures, you psychologically feel like I'm intruding in someone else's space, and you can't really relax and picture yourself there. So that's what we always say, like depersonalize, take pictures off of counters, and then paint, like just touch up your paint. If you let your kid, like my daughter would, if I let her paint her room like hot pink with green polka dots, maybe consider like painting over that, making it a little bit more neutral. But just basic stuff like that, condition and depersonalization.
All good points, and stuff you can start doing right now or maybe this weekend if you're even thinking of selling.
That's right. And if you have any other questions about selling your home, buying a home, our friends here at the Parker Group are ready to take care of you. And how can they get in touch with you?
You can call our office at 302-217-6692 or at theparkergroup.com and the Parker Group Social on Facebook.
Perfect. Well, Rachel and Dustin, as always, it's a pleasure chatting with you, and you guys always keep us well informed, and now we can hopefully help that you're better informed if you're selling your home, and good luck.
Yes, best of luck.
Well, we've got some more Coast Life to get to. We'll take a quick break, but there's more on the way.